A lot of people know that Saskatoon is the home of the second biggest ambulance maker in Canada, Crestline Coach.
When I started here 6 years ago and I told my friends and relatives where I worked, they kind of scratched their head and they said, "Do you build ambulances in Saskatoon?" And I'd carry around a picture with me standing by an ambulance just to prove it. And as of several years ago, we had 90% of the three-period province market. In the last few years, we've had a lot of demand for our innovative style and the quality units that we sell, and we've expanded our market to Ontario, Quebec, and in the Maritimes.
It may not be obvious by looking at the final product, but there are plenty of similarities between Vanguard and Crestline. Like Vanguard, Crestline starts with Ford chassis. Some of the components are shipped in from the USA. But a big part of these ambulances are designed and built right here in Saskatchewan.
Well, we hire local people. We keep the local suppliers busy for us. Right now in this major contract, our plant is turning from a manufacturing area to an assembly area. A lot of the components that we use to manufacture are being built by other companies in the local vicinity. So there are a lot of small companies that are benefiting from the extra labor that we're trying to get from each of these small shops.
Crestline recently signed a $4 million contract with the province of Ontario to build 60 ambulances. In all, Crestline will make 147 ambulances this year. That's way up from the 97 produced last year. Crestline has been growing steadily since it was formed in 1975.
Previous to that, the three owners, Peter Funk, Ken Sawatsky, and Ron Jansen, worked together in ambulance service here in Saskatoon. They started building ambulances for themselves. They saw the need for it. There was nobody in Saskatoon or Saskatchewan that sold ambulances. They had to go to Manitoba or to Alberta to a small company that would build something that wasn't quite suited to their needs or bring something in from the States. Once they started building a few of their own, the word got out. Some of the other ambulance services had a look at it, and three owners built some units for the other ambulance services as a favor. And that kept growing and growing until in 1975 they said, let's do it full time. So because of their background in the ambulance service, they are very familiar with what an ambulance is all about.
Crestline recently received some recognition for its work. About a year ago, Ford started a Qualified Vehicle Modifier Program, QVM for short. The idea is to honor firms that have a long-term commitment to quality and that have high standards of workmanship. An awards banquet was held in Washington, D.C., and Crestline was there. Ford is extremely pleased with the work being done at Crestline.
They had a list of 39 ambulance builders in North America. 37 volunteered to be evaluated by Ford. When all the evaluations were done, only 12 passed. We were the only ones in Canada that passed. So it was a good feeling for us. We always felt we were doing a great job, and now somebody else that is relatively impartial came along and patted us on the back. So it's been a good marketing tool for us.
Like Vanguard, Crestline knows there are some problems in trying to make vehicles in Saskatchewan.
The one disadvantage that there may be is it's hard to find skilled labor in a few areas, such as 12-volt electrical automotive wiring, in aluminum welding, and in plastic forming, all three areas which are pretty big in the way we construct our units.
Crestline is also facing a challenge from firms in the U.S.
Price is one consideration. A manufacturing plant out of the States that is producing thousands of units per year can do it at a lower cost. They have cheaper labor in the southern states, and they can do the economies by the volumes they do.
Crestline hopes to eventually sell its product in the U.S.
We are planning to, in about a year, make an effort to reach some of the northwestern states. It's a planned progression, step by step. We'll get there.
But Crestline is not in favor of free trade.
We think it'll have a detrimental effect slightly. There'll be more competition from the state's manufacturers. The small plus we have is that the components we buy from the states will be at a reduced cost, but that isn't going to overweigh the edge that the competitors will have coming in.
Could Saskatchewan be a logical place for other firms to produce vehicles?
Well, I believe so. Part of the advantages of being in Saskatchewan is that the people are hardworking, innovative, and take a great deal of pride in their work. And in specialty items such as ambulances and motorhomes, where the vehicles, the designs change frequently and are suited to individual customers, that type of custom work is in demand, and we have the resources in the province to do that type of work.